Welcome to this series that will introduce you to diversity interactions modelling. Episode 1, why use diversity interactions modelling? Diversity interactions models are for modelling the biodiversity and ecosystem function relationship. At the start of a BEF experiment, species diversity is typically manipulated across the experimental units. For example, in a grassland BEF field experiment, species will be sown at different levels of diversity across the plots in the field. At a later point in time, the ecosystem function or the response will be measured. In a grassland system, this might, for example, be harvested yield. This is the type of graph you might see of data from a BEF experiment. There seems to be an increasing but perhaps saturating relationship with richness. But species richness alone may not capture the effects of species diversity. In this version of the scatter plot, the initial proportions of the species from each plot are shown in the pie glyphs. There are 5 species in the species pool, and species 1, 2, and 3 have come from the same functional group. Let's call that FG1, while species 4 and 5 come from a second functional group called FG2. If we focus in on richness equals 1 or monocultures, we can see that quite a lot of variation is due to species identity, with the blue species from functional group 1 seeming to do better than the orange species from functional group 2. Then looking closely at richness equals 2, you can see that it might really matter which pair of species is being mixed. For example, take a look at what happens when species 2 and 3 are mixed. Their performance in binary mixture seems to be quite similar compared to how they perform in monoculture, meaning that it is unlikely that there is a significant interaction between these two species. But with species 1 and 5, it seems that there is quite a strong positive interaction between these two species. Diversity interactions models can quantify both species-specific identity effects and species interaction effects. And this means that diversity interactions models can jointly model the effects of richness, composition, and species proportions on ecosystem function. This allows us to go beyond assuming that species richness alone is the driver of BEF relationships. Thanks for watching episode 1. You can tune in to episode 2 to find out what exactly is a diversity interactions model.